Good morning. My name is Chuck. If you already know me as Charles, that's fine. I'm making a video this morning because I've been a little bit concerned about people's conceptions about globalism. And kids in particular, young people in particular, think that they're going to be able to get socialism or communism from the globalist agenda. And I'm here to tell you that's impossible. Okay, because the globalist agenda is actually a technocracy. By definition, basically, yes, it means encompassing the globe under a central government, but that's not a communist government, not by any means. A technocracy means essentially that people will be under the auspices of a huge technology. And the technological advancements that have been made have the ability to control every aspect of a human's life. And these are things that communism and socialism do not offer, okay, because they don't exist. None of this exists in those concepts. Okay, these ideologies all separate when you get to globalism, because globalism is something way beyond anything people have conceived of. So I know about this, I can prove all this, but the thing is, we have to tie this into the agendas that have been promoted since 1992, starting really with Agenda 21. However, there were predecessors, including Henry Kissinger's Security Memorandum 200, which was adopted as United States policy by Gerald Ford in 1975. It's a depopulation agenda. Now, this is also something that you can't find in socialism and communism. There's no discussion about depopulating. Now, the documents themselves, including Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and Agenda 2050, say nothing about depopulation. All right, and for good reason. How could you possibly get 178 countries to sign on to such an agenda? Basically, they sign it and then you tell them you're going to kill them? I don't think so. It wouldn't work. So it's the peripheral treaties that have been signed that are consolidating this technocracy, this globalist ideal of eliminating most of the human population. And those peripheral treaties also include treaties that are being signed for vaccinations. We're very fortunate in America that we have something called the Model State Emergency Health Powers Act. What that does is it gives the individualized authorities for control over vaccinations to the governors of each state. But that means everybody in every state has to fight those vaccines. They have to fight for their right not to be vaccinated. All right, it's always should be a choice that goes along with our Constitution. But in other countries, they don't have that. All the vaccines are mandatory. And what people do not understand is that's part of Agenda 21, in that vaccines can be used as a bioweapon. And this has been proven numerous times. I mean, you don't know what you're getting injected with. Just ask for the ingredients sometime. You won't believe what they're putting into your body or your children's bodies. So at this point, that's only one of many bioweapons. But the control issue is the big factor here, because our bodies are made up of viruses. And people don't understand that you can control and actually activate or deactivate a virus by using frequencies, such as 5G. Now, I don't think of Elon Musk as necessarily being good or bad. I don't judge people that are scientifically, progressing. The problem is he's using a technology right now that can be very, very healthy or very, very dangerous. He's sending up satellites. There's supposed to be 20,000 by the end of this year satellites in our skies that are like 5G batteries, okay? It's Nikola Tesla's technology, from what I understand, and they can use those batteries to recharge a car out in the desert that's electric. They can recharge it on the spot, but they can also use that 5G power to destroy human consciousness, to cause illness, and to basically activate viruses that are already being injected into your bodies. This is a method of control. All right, so this is part of that technocracy. So I'm not going to get into individual people. I'm going to try to avoid that, but there is a political side to this where I have to cover some people because essentially people think that this is a left and right issue. It's not. Where the real problem lies essentially is that there was an agenda around for centuries. Adam Weishaupt started this through the Illuminati, his creation of the Illuminati. He was the founder of the Illuminati. And he believed that all property should be abolished, all personal property, and all children should become wards of the state. There should be nothing like nationalism. He had his points laid out, and essentially you would think that that's communism, that's all part of this agenda, but it's not, because they don't have to worry about that stuff. You won't be creating children under a technocracy. This is another difference with globalism. Globalism goes way beyond this. Now here's the problem, is that people who think they're going to get socialism or they're going to get communism from these European, these people who run the banks, essentially the European banking cartel runs our Federal Reserve through the Bank of England, and they also own the IRS. These are illegal institutions, folks. These go completely against our Constitution, but we didn't have a say in the matter for numerous reasons, which I'm not going to go into here. The truth is that you can't escape the fact that we've been under foreign control since this country was only 13 colonies. We never really won our war for independence. All right, that was actually a fallacy we were all taught in history growing up. But the fact of the matter is that we have our economy has always been under the bank's control through the Federal Reserve. So to get out of that, we're taking good steps, but we have many other issues to cover. And one of the problems is that Agenda 21 includes economic collapse. It basically, it creates a debt-based economy above and beyond what we're already experiencing. All right, every dollar in your wallet is a note of debt. That's part of the same problem. It's the same program. So, you have basically the vaccines, you have 5G, which is an incredible method of control, or it can be very beneficial depending on how you use it. You also have chemtrails, which are completely nefarious. That actually creates bioweapons out of thin air. They can control the vibration. That's how they send the vibrations to make all the changes happen. Our bodies are very, very susceptible to outside influences. And this, you could ask Dr. Rashid Buttar, you could ask Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai, ask Dr. Judy Mikovits, ask Dr. Sheila Tenpenny. All these people have made beautiful videos about this stuff, and Facebook has destroyed them all, and or just basically taken them down. But the point is that there's a narrative that they're pushing as well, and that's basically this technocracy called globalism. So think about this, all right? You're protesting, okay? You're protesting all the injustices that are really happening in America, and there are a lot of them. There's a lot of reasons to protest. There's a lot of things to be upset about. I understand, okay? I even agree. But here's one of the things to consider. Who's behind the protest, really? Who's funding that? Who's actually pulling your strings, to remind you that this has to be done? Well, if you're going to tear everything down, think about what you're really supporting. Do you want your kids to be vaccinated and controlled and maybe have their lifespan shortened? All right. Do you want them breathing chemtrails? All right. Do you want them controlled by 5G? All right. How do you feel also about all these other issues that keep coming into play? Essentially, it's all about control. So the question is, how do you escape the control? All right. I want you to give that some thought. I'd be happy to answer your questions in the comments section. And just think, how do you get communism or socialism out of globalism? They're completely different. There's no association whatsoever. You've been promised socialism or you've been promised communism. You're not going to get it from this agenda. Think about it.